Jeffrey Davis. I am the host of Radio Entrepreneurs, and I want to welcome everyone back. We are being hosted during these segments by the law firm of Tarlow, Breed, Hart, and Rogers. That means my co-host is the esteemed attorney, Mark Furman. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Jeffrey. Great to be with you.
Good. And if we're talking law, we're speaking For the Record, which is the Radio Entrepreneur segment about attorneys. And our next guest, I'm going to love this one, is Walter Sullivan of Preti, Flaherty and Preti Strategies. We're going to be talking about marijuana and the new marijuana bill, correct?
Yes, it's been a very interesting week for marijuana.
Right. Well, let's start a little bit. You give us your background as a start.
So I started out as a prosecutor in the DA's office with Scott Hochberger and went to the Attorney General's office with him, focusing on narcotics violations. From there, I went to the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission, the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination, and the Racing Commission. So I really got tied into a lot of highly regulated industries. I ended up having a friend whose mother developed cancer, and medical marijuana truly made a difference in the end of her life. As a result of all that, I watched the ballot questions for medical marijuana and rec and got into the whole idea of the industry of marijuana.
Wow. So it led to a career.
Hopefully. It's a very new budding career.
So, there's a lot going on right now in the State House. You want any stream of consciousness, some thoughts for us about where we're at?
I think the way it's playing out now, so as people know, the law passed in 2016 allowing recreational marijuana in Massachusetts. It's one of 9 other states that allow it. The legislature wanted to take a break. The governor did too. Let's look at it. And most people thought, as it's going along, that they're only going to tweak it a little bit. Well, yesterday, they totally overhauled not only recreational, but they overhauled medical marijuana. And it just blew everything up. In the industry, with also as well as advocates for patients. And I think you saw late last night, it was supposed to be debated in the House today. The Speaker had to pull it off because of all the outcry over what was occurring. So it'll be interesting to see how it actually plays out. I mean,
what were some of the changes that they made that people were in uproar over?
I mean, the big issue is the original called for a 12% tax. This is going to 28%. Another part related to that every city and town had to allow it. They could zone it, but they had to allow it unless they voted it out by a vote of the people. They changed that, and they allowed both selectmen and councils to vote it out to make it real easy to get through. The original petition really followed the alcoholic beverages laws. Back after Prohibition, part of that law said that cities and towns could allow go from dry to wet with a vote of its citizens. What the marijuana people did was, well, we're going to flip it on the other side because of the perception of marijuana. So they said it's going to exist unless you vote it out. Yesterday, what they did was they rehauled the law totally, and they basically adopted the same as the gaming law. Basically, taking the word gaming out and putting marijuana in.
That helps. So we have something to base it on. Can you talk a little bit about the gaming law and how that has worked for us?
Well, I think when you look at the gaming law, both under Deval Patrick and moving forward with the legislature, the whole idea was repatriating dollars. But more importantly, give you an example, in Connecticut, 32% of the people that gamble in Connecticut are from Massachusetts. In Rhode Island, over 50%. But Massachusetts is stuck with the social cost of that. So the governor looked at it from the point of view, we also had the Native Americans coming in. We should set up a law here that first controls gambling, 2, covers the social cost, and 3, repatriating dollars back and provides revenue. And the legislature was good about going back to schools. Where was that money going? And I think the voters appreciated that.